Great to be here.
Today, we're tackling something really common, a challenge that so many people face. That fear, that real fear of actually speaking English.
It's widespread.
Yeah. And look, it doesn't matter if you're, B1, B2, or even way up at C1 or C2 level.
Right. You can understand almost everything.
Exactly. But then speaking feels like this huge wall and feeling nervous about it. That's completely normal.
Absolutely. It stops so many people, brilliant minds, really.
It does. So our mission today is, to dig deep into the sources we've gathered.
Yeah, pull out those key insights.
Pull out those nuggets. Yeah, and the surprising bits, too, that can genuinely help you build confidence and, actually speak.
Get those words out.
Get the words out.
Yeah.
So let's kick off with a story, one that might sound familiar. We knew this student, Daniel, from Brazil.
Daniel, yeah.
Studied English for, over 5 years?
At least. His grammar was solid.
Oh, yeah. Strong grammar, could read, write complex stuff, even understand really fast podcasts.
Yeah. But when it came time to speak,
that was the hurdle. His hands would literally shake. He'd just freeze. He told us, I have the words in my head, I know them, but they just vanish when I open my mouth.
That vanishing act.
Yeah.
So common.
So let me ask you listening, have you ever felt that way? Because if you have, believe me, you are absolutely not alone.
And what's fascinating really is how often that freezing feeling, it isn't really about lacking the English skill itself.
Right. It feels like it is, but
it's often this mental block. Our sources, they consistently point to mindset as the biggest hurdle for so many learners.
Not the vocabulary lists or the grammar rules.
Not primarily, no. And it's important to say fear itself isn't automatically bad.
Okay. How so?
Well, it usually means you care, right? You want to do well. You want to communicate effectively.
Sure. You wouldn't be scared if you didn't care.
Exactly. The real challenge is learning how to sort of channel that nervous energy differently, not let it paralyze you.
Okay, so let's unpack that. This core idea from the sources. Shifting from worrying about being perfect to just focusing on being understood.
Yes, that's the fundamental shift.
Why is that shift so powerful? And I guess why is it so hard for people to actually make it?
Well, it's powerful because it completely redefines what success looks like in a conversation.
Okay.
For Daniel, remember Daniel, his big aha moment, it came when his teacher just said to him really simply, you don't need to be perfect, Daniel. You just need to be understood.
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. And it wasn't just, nice words. It fundamentally changed his internal goalpost.
Ah, okay. So he stopped aiming for flawlessness.
Exactly. Stopped agonizing over every little grammar rule and just focused on getting his message across. And that allowed him, slowly at first, to start speaking.
Even with mistakes?
Yeah, he'd make mistakes, but then he'd maybe smile, correct himself, or just keep going, keep the conversation flowing.
Right.
And eventually, he managed to introduce himself clearly at a business meeting. Afterwards, he told us he was proud.
Not because it was perfect.
No. He said, it wasn't perfect, but they understood me. And that's what mattered. That was the win.
That is such a profound realization. It really hammers home that it's about the connection, isn't it? Not the linguistic perfection.
It absolutely is. Or think about Fatima, the nurse from Egypt working over in Canada.
Dude.
She felt super shy in her team meetings. Not because she didn't understand, she understood fine.
But afraid of speaking up.
Yeah, terrified of saying something wrong, making a mistake in front of colleagues.
Understandable.
But the question that changed things for her was when someone asked, Fatima, what would you do if one of your patients didn't speak perfect Arabic?
Oh, interesting question.
Right. And she immediately said, well, she'd be patient, she'd listen carefully, she'd try to help them communicate.
Of course. You'd be kind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it just clicked for her. People would probably offer her the same kindness, the same understanding when she spoke English.
That's flipping the perspective.
Totally. And that mental shift, it gave her the courage to join some English conversation groups. She made a rule, speak at least once per session.
Just once. Small step.
Small step. Chipping away at the fear. And you see a similar thing with Michael from Poland. He was held back because his grammar wasn't perfect.
The grammar perfection trap again.
Yep. But then one time he used the wrong verb tense talking about his job. And his colleague just smiled and said, I understand what you mean. Don't worry about it.
Just a simple understanding reaction.
That was it. And Michael realized, okay, mistakes don't actually stop communication.
They're part of it.
They're part of it. And they actually help you learn faster, he found.
So bringing this back to you, the listener, what does all this mean for you?
Well, it means you have to consciously work on that self-talk.
Yeah, the voice inside your head.
Exactly. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm so bad at English, guess what? That kind of becomes true for you.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It really can be. Aisha from Morocco had this brilliant, simple technique.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
She just wrote on a sticky note, I'm not perfect, but I'm improving. And she put it where she'd see it every day, just a constant and gentle reminder. Gave her strength, she said.
I like that. Simple but effective.
And Alex, a businessman from Nigeria, he literally reframed his inner monologue from I'm bad at English to I'm improving every day.
Yeah.
Just changing that one sentence helped him stay calmer, more motivated.
Made speaking feel less daunting.
Exactly. Made it feel achievable, like a process, not a fixed state of being bad at it.
Okay, so mindset is huge. But here's where, for me, it gets really interesting. The sources don't just say change your mind.
No, they offer concrete things to do.
Right. Actionable strategies to move beyond that mental shift and actually build tangible confidence. So how do we start putting this into practice?
Yeah, this is the practical part. And it's really about breaking it down into consistent, manageable steps. The first crucial one, just slow down.
Slow down. That sounds almost counterintuitive. Don't we want to sound fluent and fast?
Well, that's what many people think. We heard about Met from Turkey. He initially spoke really quickly.
Trying to sound fluent.
Exactly. But it actually led to more mistakes, and people kept asking him to repeat himself.
Which probably made him more nervous.
Totally. So he found that speaking more slowly, almost like he was explaining something to a young child,
Okay.
that helped him think more clearly, pronounce better, and crucially, feel much more in control of the conversation.
The control aspect. That makes sense.
Yeah. So for you listening, try this. Describe your daily routine. Just 3 or 4 sentences, but do it slowly, clearly.
Focus on clarity, not speed.
Precisely. You might be surprised how much more confident you feel when you're setting the pace.
That's a great tangible exercise. Okay, so slowing down helps with control. What about, that cringe factor when you hear your own voice speaking English, that inner critic?
Yes. That leads perfectly into the next strategy. Recording yourself and shadowing.
Recording yourself. Well, that sounds scary for someone already nervous.
It does. Raj from India admitted he was actually scared of his own voice speaking English.
Wow.
But he committed to recording himself daily, just for 2 weeks. And he started noticing real progress, longer sentences, better pronunciation.
And how did you feel about his voice then?
He actually started to enjoy hearing it. He got used to it, heard the improvement.
That's amazing. Turning the fear sorts into feedback. What about shadowing?
Shadowing is fantastic. Emily from South Korea used this. It's where you listen to a native speaker, maybe a short clip from a podcast or video, and you immediately repeat what they say.
Trying to match them exactly.
Yeah, you mimic their pronunciation, their rhythm, their intonation, like being their shadow.
Okay.
It dramatically improved her accent, she found, but more importantly, it built her confidence. It's almost like training the muscles in your mouth for English sounds.
I love that idea. Using your own voice as a tool, something you can train, not just something to be afraid of.
Exactly. Turns fear into practice. And building on that, another really effective technique is preparing and practicing key phrases and stories.
Like having something ready to go.
Precisely. Olivia, who worked in customer service, she found huge success by preparing common phrases for her job.
Like,
how can I help you today? Just one moment, please. Things she said all the time.
okay.
She said, and I quote, knowing what to say before I speak took away a lot of my fear. She felt prepared.
That makes sense. Reduces the on-the-spot pressure.
Totally. And Robert from Germany, he overcame his shyness, not in a work context, but just by deciding to tell his neighbors about a German festival.
Just sharing something personal?
Yeah, he prepared a little bit, then shared it, and he realized, hey, people actually want to listen. It wasn't like an English test.
It was just connecting, sharing something about himself.
Exactly. So having a few go-to phrases or even a short story you've practiced a bit can make a massive difference.
It's about lowering the cognitive load in the moment, isn't it? By having something sort of preloaded.
That's a great way to put it, preloaded. And what about when it's not just you talking, but a back and forth conversation?
Right. How do you prepare for the unpredictable bits?
Well, that leads us nicely into role playing.
Like acting it out beforehand.
Exactly. Acting out everyday situations, going to the post office, ordering food, maybe a job interview simulation.
Getting comfortable with the potential flow.
Yes. Kevin in the US, he prepared for a big work presentation by role-playing it with his wife.
Did it help?
Significantly. He said it made him feel much more ready and way less nervous when the actual day came.
It's incredibly practical. And, communication isn't just words, is it? How you present yourself matters too.
Oh, absolutely. Which brings us to the power of using body language and gestures.
Nonverbal cues.
Right. Sarah, a teacher from Nigeria, she realized that simply smiling, making eye contact, using her hands when she spoke,
Yeah.
it helped her communication massively. Even when she was worried about her accent or making a grammar slip.
It helps bridge the gap.
It really does. She said, sometimes words are not enough. And showing enthusiasm or using gestures helps get the meaning across. You can even practice this in a mirror.
Good tip. See what works.
Yeah. And here's another simple but often overlooked strategy. Asking questions and clarification.
Oh, I like this one. Takes the pressure off you.
Exactly. Anna from Germany found that asking questions like, what do you think about this project? Or how was your weekend? It kept conversations flowing.
And put the focus on the other person for a bit.
Right. It significantly reduced the pressure on her to do all the talking. And also, it's totally okay, even encouraged, to ask for clarification.
Like saying, sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, or could you say that in a different way? Or what does that word mean? It shows you're engaged, not that you're failing.
That really does take the pressure off. You don't have to be the sole performer in the conversation.
Not at all. It's a dance.
And I know many of us, myself included, we lean on technology quite a bit in our learning.
We should. Don't forget leveraging technology. Use those language learning apps, websites, online groups.
Lots of options out there.
Loads. Many offer practice environments, sometimes even with voice recognition feedback. It's a great low-pressure way to practice before real-time chats.
It really sounds like a whole toolkit for building confidence.
It is a holistic approach.
And that brings us nicely to the next crucial piece, doesn't it? It's not just about your individual practice, but also the environment you create.
Exactly. Building a supportive ecosystem around yourself. That's key.
And the importance of keeping it up, that consistency.
Yes. So a huge part of that ecosystem is finding supportive practice partners.
People who get it.
People who get it. The sources constantly show how valuable it is to practice with people who genuinely want to help, not judge.
Finding your tribe.
Finding your tribe. Sophia from Mexico, she found an English-speaking club that felt, in her words, like a family.
Oh, lovely.
And because of that safe atmosphere, speaking felt so much less scary. Mistakes were okay, even encouraged as learning moments.
Not criticized.
Never criticized. And Ahmed from Egypt, he found similar success using an online language exchange partner.
So virtual connections work too.
Absolutely. He could practice without fear, he said, right from his own home. Even simple interactions count, like Lucas from Brazil.
What did he do?
He started just exchanging basic greetings with his English-speaking neighbor. His friend encouraged him, saying, look, no one expects you to be perfect.
Just say hello. Small wins.
Small wins build confidence. It's about finding those cheerleaders, right?
That's such good advice. Find your cheerleaders, the people who lift you up.
Yes, your cheerleaders. And alongside finding the right people, daily listening practice is, well, it's pretty much non-negotiable for progress.
Just listening. Passively?
It can start passive, but it becomes active immersion. Adam, a busy banker with kids.
Okay.
He made one small change, listening to English news or podcasts while making breakfast.
Fitting it in.
Fitting it in.
Yeah.
And he noticed he started understanding faster, and crucially, he began thinking in English more without consciously translating.
Wow. Just from background listening.
Consistent background listening. And Rachel, a university student, she listened to podcasts on her daily walk to class.
Another habit.
Another daily habit. Eventually, she realized she wasn't just understanding everything, but she was actually forming responses in her head in English without translating first.
That's a huge milestone, thinking in a language.
It really is. And the key here is consistency, even short bursts. And often listening to the same thing multiple times helps it sink in deeper.
Repetition helps absorption.
Definitely. It moves from just hearing to really absorbing the patterns.
So it's not just about hearing the words.
Yeah.
It's letting your brain kind of soak in the rhythm, the structure.
Precisely. Letting it become familiar, natural. And speaking of active engagement, even when you're alone, speaking to yourself and reading aloud.
Talking to yourself, does that really help?
It sounds funny, but yes, describe what you're doing.
Okay, now I'm washing the dishes. The water is warm.
Narrating your look, kind of. Or read a book or an article out loud. Emily from New Zealand found this super helpful for her pronunciation, and just getting comfortable hearing her own voice produce English sounds, especially when no one else was around.
Low pressure practice again.
Exactly. Then there's the 1-minute challenge. Have you heard of this?
Tell me more.
You set a timer for just 1 minute, and you speak about any simple topic, your day, your breakfast, anything without stopping for that whole minute.
Ooh, okay. Continuous speaking.
Yeah, it builds fluency and confidence because it forces you to just keep producing language. Even if you stumble a bit, you push past the hesitation.
That sounds like a fun, low-stakes way to build that speaking muscle.
It really is. And finally, something I think resonates with so many learners, that pressure to sound native.
The accent anxiety.
Exactly. Which leads to the importance of embracing your voice. Jack from Canada, he moved to Australia and worried constantly about his Canadian accent.
Thinking he stuck out.
Yeah. But he eventually had this realization, my accent is part of who I am. And he noticed people were actually more interested in what I say than how I say it.
This is a liberating thought.
Isn't it? Your unique voice, your accent, they're part of your identity, your story. The goal isn't to erase that and sound like someone else.
It's to communicate clearly and confidently as yourself.
Exactly. As yourself.
Wow. This has been such a rich, deep dive. We've covered mindset, practical strategies, building support. But as we start to wrap up, let's talk about the long game.
The bigger picture.
Yeah, the ultimate why behind it all and the journey ahead. What's the biggest takeaway for someone who's on this path, maybe feeling discouraged?
I think it loops back beautifully to purpose. Remember Emma, the nurse who moved to England?
Yes, helping others was her focus.
Exactly. Her big lesson was that speaking English for her was about helping others, not about perfection. And when you focus on your goal like that, whether it's helping, learning, sharing, connecting,
The why.
your fear tends to shrink. It becomes secondary to your desire to achieve that purpose. It completely reframes the challenge.
So understanding your why really fuels your how. That's a powerful insight.
It truly is. And while that why is crucial, it's also vital to remember that overcoming this fear takes patience and consistency.
It's not an overnight fix.
Definitely not. It won't just vanish.
Yeah.
But as our sources really emphasize, every small step counts. Every single attempt matters.
Because the tiny ones.
Especially the tiny ones. Even just 10 minutes every day is genuinely better than 1 hour once a week.
Building the habit.
It's all about making speaking English a habit, a normal part of your routine. Like any skill, playing an instrument, learning to cook it grows over time with consistent, deliberate practice.
What a journey we've mapped out. From shifting that mindset away from perfection towards communication to all those practical strategies, building that supportive environment. It's so clear that the path to speaking English confidently, it's really about connection, isn't it?
It really is.
And that fear. It's normal. It's okay that it's there. But you can move through it with these small, consistent actions and that crucial shift in thinking. You can find your voice.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. If every single interaction, truly, no matter how small it seems, is a step towards connecting with someone new or expressing a part of yourself, what seemingly small conversation could you try to initiate today? Maybe that small step leads to your biggest aha moment yet.
Something to think about.
Yeah, keep reflecting on your own small success stories. Notice them and just keep building on them. You're doing great just by engaging with this.